Okay, so Beasts of Maravilla Island is a 3D adventure photography game where you play as Marina, a young wildlife photographer who visits an island her grandfather talked about in order to take photos of the wildlife there. It was developed by Banana Bird Studios and published by Whitehorn Digital, and is currently available for PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One for $9.99, with a PS4 version also set to release in the near future. The story begins with Marina arriving on the island with nothing but her grandfather's old journal and her trusty camera. After exploring the island for a little bit, it quickly becomes clear that the island's inhabitants are not like any other life on Earth. While this is a game mostly focused on taking pictures of pretty animals, it also manages to fit in a fairly simple but heartwarming tale. Most exposition about the mystery of the island and the weird biology and behavior of its wildlife is given through the journal, with various entries that get unlocked as you progress. There's also the occasional short cutscene at key moments, some decently written dialogue from Marina, and a couple other things I won't spoil here. It might not be the most deep or original story, but it works well enough and leaves the player with an important message about preserving and protecting the natural world, which I personally really like, although I do wish the overall mystery of the island was explored more, as it was quite intriguing. When it comes to the gameplay, however, this game does have some issues. Both the movement and camera controls feel very clunky, and could have definitely been fine-tuned more. The camera controls are especially frustrating to use, and you'll probably end up seeing the inside of objects in the environment multiple times. Unfortunately, a general lack of polish is a problem here. The cutscenes are very basic, and several of Marina's animations just don't look right, especially the climbing one. Seriously, what are you even holding on to? The game's few puzzles are also just a bit too easy to solve, and even if they were somewhat enjoyable, I wish more had been done to make them engaging. While large parts of the gameplay do feel clunky and unpolished, Beasts of Maravilla Island does get its arguably most important mechanic right, the actual photography. The camera is easy to pick up and use, and the game gives you tons of different opportunities to take some absolutely gorgeous photos. This leads me to the other thing this game absolutely nails, which is its beautiful art style, environments, and creature designs. For real, the environment and wildlife design here is fantastic. Every animal and plant is beautifully modeled, and the sheer amount of creativity in the animal designs in particular is stunning, ranging from birds that look like they belong in the fruit section at a grocery store, to bugs that wouldn't be out of place in a mineral museum. The soundtrack is also good and feels outdoorsy, making it more fun to explore. The game does a great job of encouraging you to see everything too. Whenever I first entered one of the game's 3 major areas, I was overwhelmed by just how much wildlife the game wanted me to photograph, and it was a joy trying to take a great picture of each creature to fill out the journal. The camera does keep track of what you've already photographed as well, which is helpful. Each area also has one major creature you'll see multiple times and learn more about. These had my favorite designs in the game, especially these adorable autodials, and all have several different behaviors for you to encourage and take your time documenting. Capturing these behaviors is almost always your main goal, and the camera does helpfully indicate when you should snap your pic. As fun and creative as this game's creatures and environments are, I just wish there were more of them. You'll easily finish the game in under 2 hours, which is a shame, even with how cheap it is. This game feels like it could have been so much more, but it was clearly made on a pretty tight budget. I would love to see a much larger, more polished version of this game in the future, as it could easily end up being something special. All in all, Beasts of Maravilla Island is an enjoyable photography adventure game that doesn't quite reach its full potential. It has a general lack of polish and some pretty clunky controls, but even though those issues do drag it down a lot, I still liked this game. It has a beautiful world and loads of unique and inspired creatures to photograph. And as a massive animal lover in real life, the clear care put into showing the magical elements of the natural world made my experience a good one. So if you're looking to spend a couple of hours taking pretty pictures of mythical creatures, Beasts of Maravilla Island just might be the game for you. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10, because even though I liked it, it definitely has some pretty hard to ignore issues. And there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, subscribe for more videos coming soon, and until next time, remember, While the wildlife in this game is fictional, there's loads of amazing and beautiful creatures in our world that aren't, and it's important that we do our best to learn about them and protect them. I know you were probably expecting a joke, but I thought it was more important to say that. See you next time, everyone.